so I'm picking up one of this. This is, let's find a name, chicken manure compost. I have my kaya, coconut kaya. I'm getting a bag of this, bag of garden soil. Hello everyone, welcome back to another informative video. In this video we are going to basically show you how to make your growing medium, or how to mix your growing medium. So I had done a video before kind of telling you a bit of the science, but now we are actually doing some demonstration. So as you can see, I have my chicken manure compost. I have basically a bag and a half of garden soil, but I also had some in a plant pot here, as I was telling you. Right, so and then now we have our worm casting here. And remember I told you that when I'm using chicken manure compost, I basically will use one part. But if I'm using other compost such as horse manure, sheep, goat, right, your kitchen scrap compost, I'll basically use two parts. So this ratio that I'm using is 2 to 1 to 1. 2 parts soil, 1 part chicken manure compost, right, and basically 1 part of coconut kaya. This is the coconut kaya and fluffy growing medium, right? So that is the 1 part that we are going to use, and this is basically our fabric container that we are going to use, right? This is the one that we are going to use, and this is basically this one is 22 gallons, right? I'm sure you remember this is the one that we set via the sweet potato tuber, and as you can see we have many vines coming out, right? We have many vines, and this is basically 29 days since we set this sweet potato tuber. And remember I told you that I was going to had some more soil in it so the roots can basically root properly, right? So I did add some more soil to it. As you can see, there is a potato there. What we are going to do is we are going to take off the taller vines, right? We are going to take off the taller vines, and I ideally wanted to wait until I move to my new garden space before I use the fabric container. So what we are going to do is I'm just going to use the fabric container to just mix in one time. So I'm not going to like throw it out in a wheelbarrow or somewhere and mix. I'm just going to just use the container because it is big enough to basically do the mixing. I'm going to add in my 2 parts of soil, right? And this is garden soil. So I'm going to just open the bag. I'm going to just pour in my garden soil. So I just add that in, right? Add that in. Just give it a little mix. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in, so this is the 1 part of coconut kaya, right? We add in our coconut kaya, right? And then now we give, I'm just using my hand to give this a nice mix in. As I said, if you have a wheelbarrow, if you have somewhere that you can put it, to mix it, no problem, but I'm just using the bag to do my mixing, right? So now we're going to add our chicken manure compost. Mix it in. I had ensured that I did my measurement in terms of to know how much the bag could hold. So I did my measurement, my calculations before, so that I get the right amount. Right? So all you need to do is just do your own calculations, right? In order to know how much growing material you need to fill whatever containers you have. As I said, this is my worm castings, but if you don't have any, no problem. Right? And with this worm castings, it have the instructions on it. It says 1 part of this worm casting to 3 parts of soil. When you buy it, the directions are on it if you plan to use the worm casting. So just follow the instructions. What we are going to do now is we are going to remove the tallest vines. I'm going to put maybe about 2 or 3 vines in this bag, because it is fairly big. So in order to get the vine as close to the base of the tube as possible, right? We can remove it, and when we remove it, we can basically repot it, right? As you can see, this is the root system, right? A lot of roots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically remove the tall of vines, right? The first one that we're going to remove is this one. Right, we're going to remove this one. So I'm just kind of carefully wiggling it to get off as much roots as possible. So here are the 2 vines that I've removed from the main tuber. So I'm going to put one to this side here. All right. I said I'm putting about 3 to 4 nodes underneath the soil. All right, and then I'm going to put this one, all right, to this side. All right. Right, and this now, as you can see, we have many more vines to use. So what I'm going to do, here is the potato. Here's the potato. This is the tuber that we set, right? And as you can see, these roots are the roots growing out from the vines, right? And these are the ones kind of feeding into the soil and getting the nutrients to grow. So I'm just going to put back this in the pot, right? Let me just empty some of the soil. Just put it down into the pot like that. Then we just put back soil, right? Right? So that is it. So this is just one way. Some people would maybe just cut off the vine, but I wanted to go as close to the base as possible. So I know I could have removed it from the pot, take off my vines, and then repot it, right? And you want to make sure that you put some water on it, put it in a cool area before you expose it to sunlight again, right? And then just leave it to kind of get back acclimatized to the environment, right? This is what we have. So we are basically going to put this now in a cool area, because we don't want to expose it to full sunlight as yet, because it is a new environment. We remove it from the mother plant, so we want it to start re-rooting and start growing, right? Start becoming acclimatized to this growing medium and all the transplant shock, right? Before we put it in full sunlight. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in a cool area. So I showed you the process, right, that I use, and I showed you how I mix the chicken manure, the soil, the coconut coir, the worm casting together. So you basically just need to use what you have. If you don't have any worm castings, no problem. You can use the soil, the manure, and basically if you have perlite or coconut coir, you can use any one of those, right? That is basically how it is done, and I want you to pay attention to it and understand how to plant your own plants, and I also showed you how to remove the vine from the tube of the sweet potato, right? That is how it is done, and you understand all the information in terms of mixing your soil to put in your container, and I showed you the entire process. So now you should be able to have an understanding and do what you need to do, even if you're not following the entire process. At least you get an idea of how it is done. So as usual, please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you again in another video.